Shut up and drive, drive, drive. Shut up and drive, drive, drive. Shut up and drive, drive, drive. Shut up and drive, drive, drive,
Imagine yourself the winner of the Iron Dog Raffle. Win a Toyota Tundra from Kindle Toyota, a CF Moto side-by-side from Alaska Power Sports, a 10-foot trailer package from White Spruce Trailer Sales, airfare for two on Raven, Alaska, and many more great prizes. Up to half of all proceeds benefit the Armed Services YMCA Alaska. Support the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race. For more information, visit irondog.org or buy your tickets now by calling 346-7274. That's 346-7274. Alaska Gaming Permit number 79.
I'll never forget.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com. Discover what it means to be a citizen soldier, to serve locally as well as globally. Look into the benefits, including career skills and money for college. Take a moment. Go to NationalGuard.com today.
Sponsored by the Alaska National Guard, aired by the Alaska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rockstar Energy Drink, the official energy drink of the 2015 Iron Dog Race. Don't miss a bit of the excitement this year, starting with the Flying Iron Freestyle Show on Friday, February 20th in downtown Anchorage on 3rd and E. Then on Saturday, February 21st, for the first time ever in Anchorage, the Iron Dog Race will officially start on 4th Avenue. The 2015 Iron Dog Race, sponsored by Rockstar Energy Drink, reminds you to stop in any Holiday Station store and grab any 3 Rockstar Energy Drinks for $5 and find out how you can enter to win a 550 Ski-Doo Renegade, courtesy of Rockstar Energy Drink, Team CC, and Holiday Station stores. The Iron Dog starting in downtown Anchorage February 21st, restarting at Big Lake February 22nd, and finishing in Fairbanks on February 28th. Don't miss any of the 2015 Iron Dog action, and don't miss out on Rockstar Energy Drinks 3 for $5, or your chance to enter to win a 550 Ski-Doo Renegade, only at your local Holiday Station stores.
To decide that the things that I tried were in my life just to get high on. When I sit alone, come get a little known, but I need more than myself this time. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe that we rely on. When I lay it on, come get to play it on, all my life to sacrifice. Hey, oh, listen what I say, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. sponsor the Alaska National Guard. Donald & Gold, the title sponsor of the Safety Expo and $10,000 Gnome Gold Prize. Donald & Gold recognizes the importance of safety and encourages everyone to have a safe race. Kendall Toyota of Alaska, our premier sponsor of our first place prize in the raffle, the Toyota Tundra TRD Off-Road. XPS, the official oil for the Iron Dog. Ride it hard, treat it right. XPS Lubricants. Raven, Alaska, providing support for our student exchange program and moving our staff, volunteers, and officials all along the trail. The official airlines of the Iron Dog, Raven, Alaska. GCI, supporter of all things fast. GCI keeps our race officials, volunteers, and checkers connected all along the Iron Dog Trail. Northern Air Cargo, over 30 years of getting the Iron Dog's cargo wherever it needs to go. Odom Corporation, the Southern Wine and Spirits, and Rockstar Energy Drink. Rockstar is the official energy drink for the Iron Dog, sponsoring the Iron Dog and Flying Iron Show. Hard Rock Cafe, sponsoring the Flying Iron Freestyle Show and the official Anchorage After Party. Alaska Power Sports, our second place prize in our raffle, a CF Moto side-by-side UTV. Hatcher Pass Polaris, the best Polaris dealer in the valley. Carlisle Transportation moves the Iron Dog start to finish. Crowley, Iron Dog's official fuel sponsor. KTUU Channel 2, supporting our live TV coverage throughout the Iron Dog race. Team CC for helping the Ski-Doo sponsorship and a $30,000 A-Team contingency prize. Thank you, Cabela's, for supporting our 2015 Donald & Gold Expo and Tech Inspection. Alaska Airlines, first class flying, VIP boardroom, and supporting our 2015 exchange program. Climb, sponsoring the McGrath checkpoint and a $500 raffle. Linden Air Cargo is a key transportation partner for the Iron Dog. Everett Air Cargo has been a huge help this year. They cover a wide range of locations from Galena to Nome. Also sponsoring our Vintage Shine and Show in Anchorage. Ryanair, providing air service for the coastal communities along the Iron Dog. Penn Air, providing flights for our volunteers in McGrath Checkpoint. Guardian Flight, call them first in an emergency. They'll take care of you. Allstate, avoid mayhem and get Allstate. Alaska Industrial Hardware, supplying all of the general supplies that we need at every one of our checkpoints. Woody's Studs, Runners, and Accessories, sponsor of the Iron Dog Rookie Workshops. Spinard Builder Supply, providing the home for the poor man checkpoint. Bailey's Rental, our official equipment rental sponsor. They provide the heaters, generators, light towers, lifts, and boom trucks. Setting up the start in Anchorage and Big Lake. Easy Park, supporting parking for all of our events in downtown Anchorage. Holiday Station Stores, fuel your adventure at Holiday. White Spruce Trailers, supporting our third place prize in our Iron Dog raffle. Christine Rose, supporting our 1 ounce of gold prize in our raffle. MTA, the official sponsor for the Big Lake restart on February 22nd. Thank you, It Works, for providing computers to our Fairbanks headquarters. ABC Motorhomes, thank you for providing us the RV on the start and the finish. The Iron Dog would like to mention the City of Nome, NGK Spark Plugs, Gexpro and Wesco, Compost, Northern Power Sports, King Career Center, and Verizon. The Iron Dog would like to thank these sponsors to help us make the Anchorage start possible. Alaska Railroad, J-Bear Command, J-Bear Public Affairs Office, Municipality of Anchorage, Mayor Dan Sullivan, BC Excavating, Easy Park, Port of Anchorage, Anchorage Snowmobile Club, Spinard Builder Supply, Covenant Church Eagle River, First Baptist Church in Anchorage, Odom Corporation, Visit Anchorage, Anchorage Downtown Partnership, Hilton Anchorage Hotel, many of the downtown businesses, Alaska Missions, Skilled Missions Alaska, and countless more volunteers and supports. Without you, we could never have made the Anchorage start possible. Thank you very much. Watch KTUU Channel 2 for all of the race news and stats, or online at irondog.org, ktuu.com, and the Iron Dog Facebook page. Pick up the official race guide and join us at the live celebrations. Visit our sponsor tents with Alaska National Guard, Donald & Gold Passport Challenge, the Kendall Toyota Raffle Truck, Iron Dog Gear, holiday stores with lots of Rockstar, and Team CC for lots of giveaways. The Iron Dog race will be broadcasting nationally on NBC Sports Network March 31st. Don't miss it. The Iron Dog would like to thank all of the sponsors, volunteers, fans, community groups, and especially the municipality of Anchorage for making our first ever downtown Anchorage start a reality. We'll see you on the trail.
It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Team CC. Join the winning team. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Northern Air Cargo. Teamwork that delivers. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Major sponsorship provided by MTA. Be a part of something bigger.
Iron Dog presents the first ever Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st. Watch X Games medalist Corey Davis, Joe Parsons, and Sam Rogers, along with local rider Timmy Beckner as they go big in downtown Anchorage. These events are free to all ages. The Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st at the GoHo parking lot across from the Saturday Market. Brought to you by Iron Dog, the Odin Corporation, Southern Wine and Spirits, and the Hard Rock Cafe, Anchorage. Please drink responsibly. Find out more at irondog.org.
The Iron Dog, presented by the Alaska National Guard, would like to thank all of the sponsors and volunteers that have helped make this year's race a success. Presenting sponsor, the Alaska National Guard. Premier sponsors, Donlin Gold, GCI, Kendall Toyota, XPS Oil, Rockstar Energy Drink, Raven Alaska, Northern Air Cargo. TV sponsor, KTUU Channel 2, along with all the Iron Dog leading sponsors and the other supporters and sponsors who made this race possible. We thank you for your support of the 2015 Iron Dog Race.
It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Team CC. Join the winning team. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Northern Air Cargo. Teamwork that delivers. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Major sponsorship provided by MTA. Be a part of something bigger.
Iron Dog presents the first ever Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st. Watch X Games medalist Corey Davis, Joe Parsons, and Sam Rogers, along with local rider Timmy Beckner as they go big in downtown Anchorage. These events are free to all ages. The Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st at the GoHo parking lot across from the Saturday Market. Brought to you by Iron Dog, the Odin Corporation, Southern Wine and Spirits, and the Hard Rock Cafe, Anchorage. Please drink responsibly. Find out more at irondog.org.
The Iron Dog, presented by the Alaska National Guard, would like to thank all of the sponsors and volunteers that have helped make this year's race a success. Presenting sponsor, the Alaska National Guard. Premier sponsors, Donlin Gold, GCI, Kendall Toyota, XPS Oil, Rockstar Energy Drink, Raven Alaska, Northern Air Cargo. TV sponsor, KTUU Channel 2, along with all the Iron Dog leading sponsors and the other supporters and sponsors who made this race possible. We thank you for your support of the 2015 Iron Dog Race.
It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Team CC. Join the winning team. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Northern Air Cargo. Teamwork that delivers. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Major sponsorship provided by MTA. Be a part of something bigger.
Iron Dog presents the first ever Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st. Watch X Games medalist Corey Davis, Joe Parsons, and Sam Rogers, along with local rider Timmy Beckner as they go big in downtown Anchorage. These events are free to all ages. The Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st at the GoHo parking lot across from the Saturday Market. Brought to you by Iron Dog, the Odin Corporation, Southern Wine and Spirits, and the Hard Rock Cafe, Anchorage. Please drink responsibly. Find out more at irondog.org.
The Iron Dog, presented by the Alaska National Guard, would like to thank all of the sponsors and volunteers that have helped make this year's race a success. Presenting sponsor, the Alaska National Guard. Premier sponsors, Donlin Gold, GCI, Kendall Toyota, XPS Oil, Rockstar Energy Drink, Raven Alaska, Northern Air Cargo. TV sponsor, KTUU Channel 2, along with all the Iron Dog leading sponsors and the other supporters and sponsors who made this race possible. 15 Iron Dog Race.
It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Team CC. Join the winning team. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Northern Air Cargo. Teamwork that delivers. It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Major sponsorship provided by MTA. Be a part of something bigger.
Iron Dog presents the first ever Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st. Watch X Games medalist Corey Davis, Joe Parsons, and Sam Rogers, along with local rider Timmy Beckner as they go big in downtown Anchorage. These events are free to all ages. The Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st at the GoHo parking lot across from the Saturday Market. Brought to you by Iron Dog, the Odin Corporation, Southern Wine and Spirits, and the Hard Rock Cafe, Anchorage. Please drink responsibly. Find out more at irondog.org.
The Iron Dog, presented by the Alaska National Guard, would like to thank all of the sponsors and volunteers that have helped make this year's race a success. Presenting sponsor, the Alaska National Guard. Premier sponsors, Donlin Gold, GCI, Kendall Toyota, XPS Oil, Rockstar Energy Drink, Raven Alaska, Northern Air Cargo. TV sponsor, KTUU Channel 2, along with all the Iron Dog leading sponsors and the other supporters and sponsors who made this race possible. We thank you for your support of the 2015 Iron Dog Race.
It's the longest race of its kind in the world. The physical demands can frequently break the typical athlete, and it's often luck rather than velocity that determines a champion. It's where Mother Nature's obstacles aren't the only hazards you'll encounter. Watch Channel 2 News for complete coverage of the 2015 Iron Dog, with live reports, trail standings, and extra content at KTUU.com. Additional sponsorship provided by Team CC. Join the winning team.
Welcome as Alaska National Guard presents the 2015 Iron Dog. The Alaska National Guard has been a major sponsor of the Iron Dog for the past 5 years. Without their ongoing support, the Iron Dog would not be where we are today. Thank you so much, Alaska National Guard, for having our backs. Go Guard! Tonight's event is about recognizing the individuals and companies that have dedicated their time, knowledge, and financial support to make Iron Dog the longest, toughest snow machine race in the world. Please help me welcome a gentleman that has worked tirelessly to make this year's race bigger and better than ever. Iron Dog's Executive Director, Mr. Kevin Kastner.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? How about that, Martin? How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, there we go. Good evening. All right. Everyone, here, I'll tell you what. We're going to put it right here so you can hear what I'm saying. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight to our 2015 Hall of Fame induction and Racers Draw Banquet. I want to thank you all for coming tonight and suffering the full house. So we had a lot of folks wanted to come, and we just could kind of squeeze everyone in. So thank you for being patient. We know it was a little trying at first, but thank you very much. First thing I'd like to do is kind of just go over some thanks, talk about the racers briefly, and recognize our trail class racers for coming and being here tonight. We'll recognize you again in the evening, but I just wanted to say thank you all for being a part of this, and some of you traveling a long way to be here. And I'd also like to thank the pro class racers, clearly making significant investments financially, time away from the family, and we want to recognize that we know that this is a lot of investment on your part, and we thank you for your participation. I'd like to thank the volunteers. Sincerely, without the volunteers, they are truly the power behind this. It's not an excuse, it's a reality, is that we're a staff of 2 that put this on with a part-time staff that we bring on a third person. This is driven by thousands of volunteers across the state, and I can't say enough about the volunteers. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And thank you. And then staff and board, of course, working year-round to try to make incremental changes, improvements, learn from lessons, and we appreciate all the the staff and the board for sticking around and making it happen. From there, I'd kind of like to roll into our sponsors, and like the intro he gave, without the support of the sponsors, the financial support, the in-kind support, which is real money, this could never happen. And it's impossible to go into the details of everyone's contribution. But logistically speaking, if we had to pay out of pocket, the entry fees would be so astronomical, this would never happen. I mean, I think we'd have 10 teams because you couldn't afford it. The kind of effort that goes around the state is a Herculean endeavor. I just can't say enough about the sponsors. So I just want to show a few of the sponsors. We've got some of our premier sponsors who are here tonight. And, you know, Donlin Gold, GCI has also stepped up. I'd like to call a little special shout out to GCI. They're streaming live tonight. So you see the 3 cameras in the back of the room. We've got a live broadcast going on the internet right now. So thank you for that. And Donlin Gold, clearly, you know, a $10,000 halfway prize is pretty significant, and that's really exciting. And they've been around for, I think, at least what are we going on, 5 years now? Yeah, so we're really excited to have Donlin Gold as a part of the team. Raven flying our volunteers and our staff all over, and Kendall donating the truck for the raffle. Northern Air Cargo, like I called out the logistics, Northern Air Cargo does some incredible heavy lifting. Rockstar Energy Drink and XPS. And there's a lot of other sponsors, so we'll just kind of go quickly through the next level of sponsors. Every one of these folks has contributed in some way, either directly in cash or some sort of in-kind support to make it possible. And they also support many of the teams, which I'd like to recognize that it's not just us. So they're double dipping a lot of times, and we appreciate that. So let's just roll through the sponsors, give them some recognition. I'd like to call out quite a few here. MTA, they were a little bit overlooked, and I'd like to apologize. Sometimes they slip through the cracks, so I want to call special attention to MTA for sponsoring us this year. Yeah, and appreciate your support. And on that note, they are the official sponsor of the Big Lake Restart, so they've got a big present. They've made some investment in inflatables and some cool fun stuff. There'll be warming tents at Big Lake, so I want to give them a big round of applause for stepping up yet again. We appreciate their support. And last, but certainly not least, our presenting sponsor, the Alaska National Guard. I can't tell you how important their participation is to us and how hard we work outside of the race and just putting their logo on a sign to make sure that these folks are getting good recruits. We're working hard in the schools. We're traveling to communities around the state like Bethel and Barrow, Unalakleet, Nome, and they do a fantastic job. And with that, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Lee Knowles to talk a little bit about our partnership and what it means to Iron Dog and to the Alaska National Guard. Let's hear it for Lieutenant Colonel Lee Knowles.
Well, is this thing on? Can you guys hear me okay? Obviously, I shouldn't touch that. Hey, yeah, this is why I'm not paid to do this professionally. Okay, what I'd like to do before I get started too far into this, the Guard's been involved with this for a number of years. It's been a real privilege since I've been involved with it. This is my last year in the capacity as a recruiting battalion commander. But I'd also like to mention that there are a lot of veterans out here spread among you guys. Uh-oh, that wasn't me. We'll look to the director to figure out what we're supposed to do here. No pressure, Kevin. It's all you. And you might want to shovel a lot of food in just before you have to make a... Oh, there is no fire. You can slow down and eat. Enjoy your food. Okay. So back to my main point here. I just want to recognize the veterans out there. I know there's a lot of you folks sitting out there. Some retired after long careers of service. Others of you who did your time honorably and got out. And as a fellow brother in arms, I would really just like to thank you for your service and the things that you've done that have contributed and paved the way for folks like myself and the people at this table to be here. And we do recognize and honor your service. Thank you. With that said, I'd like to commend Kevin, Laurel, and Christina on a great banquet. Every year they exceed expectations on wrestling the challenges of accommodating bigger crowds and larger venues. In addition, the interest in the Iron Dog continues to grow year after year. Another great achievement by Kevin, his team, and a corps of committed volunteers and sponsors. And realizing you guys have probably heard enough of me and you didn't come here to hear me, and then I'm one of the few things that stands between you and more exciting stuff like starting positions and lengthy, shameless sponsor plugs. I'll move things along. In my experience with this banquet over the last few years, it's consisted of somebody climbing up here on stage and poking you guys in the eye and telling you how you and the audience need to round up recruits for the Alaska Army National Guard. And I'm not here with that same message. The Alaska Army National Guard partners with the Iron Dog because it's an organization full of great Alaskans and excellent sponsors, not to increase our available pool of recruiters. There is no fire and the investigation continues. And remain calm. Okay, our affiliation has led us to enlistments in the Guard and employment opportunities for our soldiers with Donlin Gold and other sponsor businesses. So I'm not going to lay any heavy recruiting guilt on you and tell you what you need to do for us. I'm hopeful, however, that when I'm done, you'll have a better understanding of what the Alaska Army National Guard is, and you'll think of us whenever you have an opportunity to give career advice to a young person. As many of you are aware, the Alaska Army National Guard took a beating in the press last fall for a number of different reasons. Most of the concerns stemmed from a few individuals forgetting who they were and what they stood for. They abused their positions of trust, and their personal actions hurt the Guard and everyone associated with it. I bring this up to clear the air because I know some people still wonder if the Guard can be trusted with Alaska's sons and daughters. And I tell you emphatically, without a doubt, yes. Our soldiers, someone else's loved ones, are our most valuable assets. We don't tolerate those who abuse their position, our people, and we hold them accountable for their actions when they do. I don't even know where to go with that. All right. Well, a few of our members have lost their way and disgraced our organization. There are many more. All right, we'll have to schedule him into the speaking engagement next year, huh? Maybe in Fairbanks. All right. So while a few of our members lost their way and disgraced our organization, there are many more out there who uphold the public trust and do everything in their power to defend the honor of the Alaska Guard and the integrity of this uniform. So who is the Alaska Army National Guard and what do we do? Simply put, we're the governor's response force for domestic emergencies in Alaska. Our ranks are filled with your fellow Alaskans, your friends, your family, your coworkers. Chances are most of you know somebody in the Guard. We train 1 week a month and 2 weeks a year, preparing for a day we hope never comes, but this is Alaska, so it usually does. For years, we've been responding to earthquakes, fires, and other emergencies that are too big, too remote, or too complex for local emergency responders to handle. And sometimes the situation just requires a lot of manpower, like shoveling roofs in Cordova. Why is the Guard in Alaska? The National Guard units are authorized to the states by the U.S. Constitution. Strangely enough, the Alaska Army National Guard is actually older than the statehood of Alaska. Our roots are founded in the Territorial Guard, the Alaska Territorial Guard, which was stood up as a Homeland Defense Force in World War II. But over the years, we've grown and changed from a humble beginnings as an infantry unit forward deployed in western Alaska to a highly specialized, globally deployable force that we are today. What do we have to offer? In a nutshell, we offer the opportunity to serve and grow personally as well as professionally. You want to fly? We do that. Interested in turning wrenches? We've got you covered. We'll teach you to drive construction equipment, residential wiring, plumbing, and masonry. Considering medical training, law enforcement, computer or communications technology, even journalism. We do that too. Chances are, if you're interested in it, we offer it, or something close to it. In addition, we offer money for college, travel opportunities, and the chance to serve those in need, along with leadership training and job experience. There's also adventure, self-discipline, and a camaraderie few will ever know waiting for those who want to serve. Lastly, but most importantly, what do we stand for? At our core, we love our country, our freedom, and our fellow man more than ourselves. We live the warrior ethos of always completing our mission, never quitting or accepting defeat, and we never leave a fallen Selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage are our individual and collective values. They are our watchwords. We are quiet professionals who believe it's our duty to serve others, or so others may benefit from our efforts when the time comes. We stand ready at home to respond to fellow Alaskans in need, fight and bleed on foreign soil so others may know freedom, and give of ourselves because it's our belief someone has to. In closing, please don't think of us as a presenting sponsor of the Iron Dog when someone mentions the Alaska Army National Guard. Remember us as an organization of character, competence, and commitments made up of your fellow Alaskans. Our doors are always open for those who wish to serve. We're always ready, and we are always there. To the racers, be safe, be fast, be first if at all possible, and be in Fairbanks no later than 3 p.m. next Saturday. I look forward to seeing you there. Good luck and Godspeed.
You know, the Guard's been through a rough patch, and Iron Dog's been through many rough patches. What I'd like to do at this time, if you would you please stand and recognize the Guard, that we stand with these guys? Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's move forward here a little bit. I know we're anxious to get to the draw and some of that excitement as well. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about community and giving. And this kind of segues well off of what you said, is that, one of the things that we do is we work with Alaskans all over. And one of the things that we take very seriously as an organization is giving back. We do that in different ways. Through King Career Center and through several rural schools, we've done student exchange programs that's been supported by Raven. It's been supported by Alaska Air and Donlin and many others. Basically, everyone who pitches in has had some part in making that student exchange happen. And that's an incredible way of giving back to the communities individually and letting their students experience something that they wouldn't have necessarily before. And we just use the Iron Dog as a likely excuse to do that. Another way of giving back is the South Anchorage High School kids who are presently here and have been here for hours tonight, who are producing this live stream. Let's give those kids a hand. We appreciate them doing that. And for the last thank you. And for the last few years, we've been doing charitable giving through our raffle program that started with Kendall and several other great sponsors like Alaska Power Sports and Climb and I can't think of them all right now, so I apologize. But we, and White Spruce Trailers, and every year we get a great collection of folks that have pitched into our raffle, and we appreciate their support. And what we do with that raffle is we share that with a charitable organization, and we let the community choose. So Iron Dog fans, racers, actually get to choose the charitable partner. And for the last several years, they've chosen our military and veterans as a focus. And for the last couple of years, it's been the Armed Services YMCA. And I'd like to bring up Buddy Witt, Executive Director, and Keith Monarnock, board member of the Armed Services YMCA, to talk a little bit about our relationship and how we get involved in the community. Let's give them a round of applause.
My name is Keith Monternock. I'm the first vice of the Armed Services YMCA of Alaska. And once again this year, the Iron Dog has chosen us to be their raffle partner. On behalf of our staff and my fellow board members, I want to sincerely say thank you for supporting our mission. As you know, this raffle is the largest fundraiser the Iron Dog does each year, and thanks for the generous support of Kendall Toyota, Alaska Power Sports, White Spruce Trailer, Raven Alaska, the Christine Rose, GCI, Climb, and Odom. I think it's obvious to us where all the money goes. It's a big undertaking. Just about the time Iron Dog thinks they got a plan, it changes all the way up through during the race. So it takes a lot of work and a lot of money. My friend Buddy Witt, he's the Executive Director of the Armed Services YMCA of Alaska. He does great things with our organization, and he can tell you a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Keith. It's my distinct pleasure to be the face, I guess you would say, although I have a face for radio, of this organization. You know, it's because of the Anchorage community, the Alaska community, and their giving hearts, their generous spirit, that we're able to do what we do. We're not federally funded. We don't charge membership fees for anything that we do. In 2014, our programs and services, both here at Jagger and up at Fort Wainwright, were utilized by service members and their families 74,000 times. That doesn't happen without two things: a staff that I'm very fortunate to have that believes in our mission, but more importantly, and why we're here and why I'm saying thank you, a community such as yours that has a giving heart, that appreciates our military, their service and sacrifice to our nation, and really goes out of their way to show that appreciation. So I'm here to thank you. It's because of partnerships with organizations such as Iron Dog that we're here to be the catalyst for community support to our men and women in uniform. I salute you, and I thank you very much, and I hope that you continue to partner with us in the future. Thank you very much.
So I'd like to say thank you to the Iron Dog staff, the volunteers, the racers, and all the incredible sponsors for supporting the Armed Services YMCA of Alaska and their mission of making military life easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Buddy and Keith. Just a quick note, you've probably heard me prattle on about this a little bit, but I'm fairly proud of the fact that we can donate to organizations like theirs. You know, in the last 3 years we've been doing this, we've donated over $84,000 to Alaska Charitable organizations. So I'd like to move on a little bit. We had a little bit of a technical challenge with this next award, but I would like to continue and go ahead and recognize an individual. This is the time when I do what I call a director's award. I try to think throughout the year of someone that's done something exceptional or has done something interesting, and this year I came up with one name, Hunter. Thank you. And that's Kris Olds, and I'd like to bring Kris Olds up here and recognize him and tell you a little bit about why I'd like to recognize Kris Olds. Kris, are you in the room? Come up here. What I'd like to say about Kris is pretty simple. Kris has shown an exemplary sort of example, which is sort of redundant, but he's been a shining example of a model member of the organization. Kris consistently gives back to the organization by donating his time, by being a great sportsman and a fantastic guy. And I just wanted to, we're going to give you an award tonight. We have a real one with your face on it. It just didn't make it tonight. We wanted to present you with this and just tell you that we really appreciate Kris Olds and everything he's done in giving back, not only as a racer, but showing up and volunteering and giving us time. And I think show him some appreciation and let him know that we really like Kris. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, Kris. And next up, we're going to move into the Hall of Fame, but what I'd like to do at this time is show a special little video presentation that Channel 2 put together, talks a little bit about the history before we drive into the Hall of Fame. So take a look at this.
Snow machine races can be held in a number of wintry and Arctic locations, but the sheer size of Alaska offers thrill seekers the world's greatest playground for a one-of-a-kind race called the Iron Dog.
There isn't any place on the planet that I know of that you can hold a snow machine wide open for 45 minutes and not run into a street or a road. And that's kind of what this
River systems and lakes, tight, windy trail, timber, the Alaska Range, miles of open barrenness, and the intimidating Bering Sea coast.
You're desolate. When you leave Takotna, for example, just out of McGrath, and you got to go 200 miles there's nothing out there.
Early Iron Dogs were 1,000-mile races to know. Trail knowledge, layering systems, and snow machine technology itself, all rudimentary, and being a skilled mechanic was essential.
Nobody knew anything, so, I can remember getting to Yinlucklee in 1984 and asking the checker, which way do we go? And he goes, just go on the ice and take a right.
We had to carry torsion springs, extras, mounted on the dash right there per se, extra trailing arms that support the ski and tie rods, crude gas tank systems. The clothing wasn't as good as it is now. You almost frostbite your elbow on the inside out, in your suit. Boy, did we learn a lot on that first year. Holy cow. We didn't know what we're up against.
John Feo and Rod Frank won the first Iron Dog in 1984. And for the first 11 years of the race's history, either Feo, Scott Davis, or Dan Zappe was a part of the winning two-person team. Davis and Feo are each 7-time champions.
You'll be on an emotional roller coaster for 7 days. You'll think you're out of it, you're back in it, you're out of it, you're back in it. We're winning, this is great. Oh, we're losing, it's terrible.
In 1993, the Iron Dog expanded to its current length of 2,000 miles, incorporating a Nome to Fairbanks second half. Sleds are also continually evolving. Nowadays, championship-level teams require about 36 hours of riding, about the same amount of time they used to take to travel half that distance. Race fields are now evenly matched. In the 21st century, 14 different drivers have claimed championships.
Think of the concentration that your eyes and your mind has to have for 2,000 miles, and you better not have a lapse of concentration. It could mean your life.
But the reward is worth the risk. Or even a finisher can say they've raced 2,000 miles in less than 6 days and can't wait to sign up again.
It is a world-class event. When you win the Iron Dog, you're the best in your sport. You're the guy.
Yeah, thanks again to Channel 2 for being a great partner. It wasn't really on my script, but after watching that, I thought I'd really point out that they go out on a limb in the very beginning when they started doing this media coverage for us, and they've done it again this year. If you haven't heard, I'm sure you will. March 31st, we've got a NBC sports production going on that will air on cable networks, and we encourage you to watch that. It's going to be incredible. We're really looking forward to that. So, again, thank you, Channel 2, for your participation and support. So, without further ado, let's move into the Hall of Fame. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to our board president, Mr. Jim Wilkie.
Thank you. First thing I'd like to do tonight is recognize the board members that are here. Seated over at the table is our Vice President, Marianne Beckham. Also here tonight is Jeff Johnson. And I believe most of the other board members are already hard at work putting the race together. Is anybody else here? Did I miss anybody? Oh, Ginny, that's right. Ginny from Nome is here. That's right. Happy birthday, Ginny. She's back over there. One other quick point. I've been around the Iron Dog since the very beginning, and in that video presentation, there was some historical footage, and that came from David Morgan of Nome, and I'd like to thank him for supplying that. We don't have nearly enough history, and I really appreciate that. Thanks, Dave. As many of you know, I've been around the Iron Dog since the very beginning. I was in that footage, a much younger and more slender version of myself with giant glasses. So you probably don't recognize me, and I can understand that. The first year, we had our drawing in the showroom of Anchorage Cycle Sales, and the crowd was somewhat smaller than this. I believe the Marriott says this is the largest crowd they've ever had in this room. And I know a couple of you folks are a little shoehorned in here, and we've done the very best we can to take care of you, and we're really glad you're all here. Again, I've been involved with the Iron Dog since the very beginning. I'm the president of the board only because nobody else wants it, I believe. But one of the things that I really enjoy about this job is this moment right here. I get to honor and induct the members into the Hall of Fame, which is a very small and exclusive club. And tonight we're going to induct 2 more, including our first inductee, who is the winner of the very first Iron Dog race, Rod Frank. Before I have you come up, I'll give you a little background in Rod's Iron Dog career. He had a long career racing snowmobiles, primarily Polaris, before he entered the Iron Dog. And then he teamed with John Feo and won the first Iron Dog and very nearly won the second Iron Dog. He was, in fact, the first rider to Nome. And John had a little bit of mechanical trouble, suspension trouble, and he was fourth, and second and third in between them was Scott Davis and Gary Eoff, who won the second race. I will tell you, I was there at the finish, and a couple other board members. We weren't prepared for a close finish. The first year, the margin of victory was about 15 minutes. The second year, they came across nose to tail, and we just guessed. I think it's recorded as 3 seconds. I'm sure it was much, much closer than that. We don't have any idea how close it was. So we've always said 3 seconds. My guess, it was less than a second. But at any rate, Rod Frank, in fact, won the first race. He was second in the next race. Since then, he's donated a lot of time. He's flown cover. He's been involved ever since. So with no further ado, I'd like to have Rod come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Jim. And I got something just in my pocket here. Give me a second. Try to make it short and sweet. Thanks to Wilkie and Team Iron Dog for this honorable award. And as you all know, back in 1984, no one realized that only the greatest race was created with one of the largest families in snowmobile history. Wilkie and Bob Kowalski got a wild hair to race to Nome on snowmobiles and pulled it off in the last minute. Congratulations to both those guys. We took off from McGrath with maps and compasses, not knowing what to expect. 16 hours without a layover, we were in Unalakleet. 8 hours later, off to Nome for a 23-hour and 30-minute on the trail time to Nome. I'd like to thank John Feo for asking me to race with him in 84 and 85. It was quite an adventure. And to our wives, Vicki and Kathy, for their sacrifices, not knowing where the heck we were most of the time. Communication back then was pretty bad. So to tell you a little bit, just briefly, on how we won and how we lost. The first year, it was pretty close. Scott Davis and Steve Dapula were with us. We're going by Elam, and I didn't know we were supposed to turn and go up over and into Gullivan. So John stops us. Those two guys go on. We pretend like we got something wrong, open the hood or whatever. And away those guys went. And backtracked and up over the hill and into Nome and beat them, like Jim said, about 15 minutes. And they were pissed. They wouldn't even talk to us in Nome. They were not happy. Well, that same area in 1985 came to bite us in the butt. Out of Unalakleet, or into Unalakleet, somewhere along there, Scott and Gary, one of their machines, I think, blew a crank or something. They had engine trouble. And so John and I were like 3 hours ahead of them, and it was cold. And we stopped in every village and warmed up, and it got the hospitality at all the locals. We get up on top out of Elam, and we get in a ground storm. And we don't know which way to go. Like I said, we got a compass. We don't have a GPS. We don't know what the hell's going on. So we're going to wait out this storm. I don't know how long it was, but pretty soon we see two headlights coming. We thought, oh, somebody's coming to lead us into Gullivan. No, it was those guys. They caught us and never let us out of their sight. We'd stop, they'd stop. We'd go a little bit out of the way, they'd go a little bit out of the way. So everybody pretty much knows where safety is. I think it's about 20 miles out of Nome. And it was side by side down the gravel road, sparks flying all the way to Nome. And it was crazy. It was the most intense racing I've ever done. And I've done a lot of other racing other than Iron Dog. But that was pretty interesting. And I'd like to thank my parents for taking care of us. In 1969, they bought 2 snow jets. A lot of you probably don't even know what a snow jet is. And my brother and I raced for quite a few years, and my dad and my brother and I raced through the 70s every weekend and had a blast. I'd like to thank my friend and co-worker Lee Davis for helping get me into this Hall of Fame. Also Eric Johnson, who I've known for a long time, and he can relate to the old days of racing. Eric gave me the call about the inductee last month, and that was pretty special. Thank you both very much. Unfortunately, here about 3 weeks ago, I broke a couple ribs, and so I'm kind of been incapacitated. I'd like to help out a lot, but I also had a plan on retro and 1984 Trail Indy, just like the one that John and I won on. But that plan's probably next year. So it'd be nice to have something for you guys to see that this is what we raced back then. I'd like to congratulate Scott Davis for his return. He was there at the beginning. He knows what it was like riding them little junkers. I think he's the only one left here besides John and I that really know what it was like back then. So I'd like to say good luck to all the racers. And remember, pace yourself, ride safe, get your rest. You need to get to Nome so you can come back home. Thank you.
Our next inductee skipped out on the banquet tonight because he's already at work. Gumai Anderson has run our checkpoint in Roan River for about 20 years, and he's already down there. Gumai and his crew, including Theron Magnuson and Steve Graham, several others, they go down every year. They break trail. They do a little bit of trail marking. They're there for an entire week. They do all the communications. They handle all the refueling. And probably more important, Roan River is, for those of us that have been there, very remote. And if it wasn't for those guys going there, if it wasn't for Gumai, I don't know how we could conduct a race. There's nothing there. There's nobody else that can go in there and run that checkpoint except them. And if they don't go, we're in a world of hurt. It really isn't. There you go. We can't overstate how important that checkpoint is, not only for the guys that are going northbound and getting refueled and getting on their way, but it's a remote checkpoint, and it happens to fall in time and distance. It seems every year somebody kind of overestimates how far they can go. And instead of spending the night at Puntilla, they go to Roan, and now all of a sudden it isn't nearly as much fun. It's pitch black, it's 20 below, they're cold, they're tired, the machines are broke, and Gumai and his people take them in, get them fed, get them rested, get them full of water, get them energized, and get them on their merry way again the next day. Modern communications and GPSs have really taken some of the strain out of it, so we back home can kind of understand a little bit what's going on, but that doesn't make their job any easier. They go down there, they make sure that the cabin is ready, they take care of everybody, and again, Gumai is out there right now. And when the trail guys get there Saturday, some of them will get there. The racers, the pro class guys will get there Sunday night and go on through. Gumai will be there with a smile and a little bit of food if you want it, and water and fuel. On you go. So we'd like to recognize Gumai certainly for his contribution. We wish he could be here tonight, and we certainly understand why he's not. I'd like a big round of applause for him, please. And with that, I'd like to, again, thank you all for coming. The staff, Kevin, Laurel, Chrissy, they did a great job putting this banquet together tonight. We had an excellent event last night at Cabela's, and we're looking forward to another solid week. And with that, here's Kevin.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Once more for Jim, our board president. Thank you. So next up, we have Martin and Kathy, who are going to start rolling right into the recognition of some of our teams, and then we'll get into the actual drawing. So hang tight. Here comes Martin and Kathy right now. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you guys for coming. How's everybody doing? You ready for a race? I think a few of you are, at least. Well, welcome. My name is Martin.
And my name is Kathy.
And we're going to go over through some of the facts about this year's race.
28 riders will participate in this year's trail class with a total of 11 teams.
Most of the teams are from Alaska, but there are 5 trail class that are traveled from the lower 48. In fact, we have 3 from Dublin, New Hampshire. Where are you at? They're scared. And we've also got 2 from Hoffman, Minnesota. Thank you very much for traveling to Alaska.
The trail class reports back to the Iron Dog headquarters with trail conditions that they experience along the way. We would really like to thank the trail class for their support and participation in this year's race.
Actually, what we would really like to do is we would like to have all the trail class racers please stand up. Please stand up. Let's recognize these guys going down the trail and possibly be pro class racers.
"74 racers will participate in this year's pro class with a total of 37 teams.
48 racers are veterans, 26 racers are rookies, and 10 are rookie teams, all rookies. And by the way, there's actually 1 team that is all female.
Seven riders this year in the pro class are from out of state. 1 from Idaho, 1 from Minnesota, 4 from Maine, and 1 from Canada. Thank you so much for traveling this far to join our race.
Knowledge and experience is the key to running this great race. How to pace yourself, know when to relax, know when to hit the throttle, and when to stop and realize that you're looking somebody behind you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Operations Manager Laurel Hickle.
Come on, Laurel, you're right there. Are you ready? You got the drum and everything? So you're going to pick them? And you are? Hi, Rod. Gosh, I didn't see. I know you were just here. You was a blur. So, all right. Are you ready to do this? Let's move it on. Racers, are you ready? Yeah? Who's going to be in the first position?
You know, Laurel asked me to do this without any notice, so I guess you got an old racer to blame on your position because I'm going to pick the balls.
Thanks, Ray.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The opportunity for each racer team to come up on stage, tell us who you are, where you're from, and briefly thank your sponsors, family, and friends for their help in making this year possible for you.
And the first team in the pro class is Team 28.
Jason and Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh Norm. I would like to thank our sponsors, Sourdough Express, Kris Merrick, Allstate, Hale & Associates. Let me get my list out. I knew I'd forget. Auto Trim Design, John Binkley, who's actually here tonight for flying for us. My wife, Jamie, parents, Dave and Debbie Norm, Bryce Benson, and all the family and friends who helped out.
I'm Jason Gunderson. We're both actually from Fairbanks. And I think he got all the sponsors other than Gunderson Painting, big one for us. And I want to thank my girlfriend, Courtney, for letting us do these late nights every night. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Team 28, Jason and Josh. Next, team number 5. Kris and Ray.
My name is Ray Quastosh from Wasilla, Alaska.
Chris Carroll from Fairbanks, Alaska.
We'd like to thank our sponsors. Our big one for the past few years been ASRC Energy Services. Without them, we wouldn't be there for sure. MagTech Alaska, Mechanical Specialist, Valley Moving and Storage, McKinley Polaris, Big Lake Power Sports, Hatcher's Pass Polaris, Phillips Recreation, Eagle River, Polaris Arctic Cat, Ginger Orem, Realty, Fiber Shield Windows and Glass, Rigid Industries, Stud Boy, Ben Atkinson Insurance, Alaska LED Industries, Climb, Air Support by Chris Maynard. That really helped us out this year. Coast Crane and Kenworth are new to us this year. We appreciate you guys stepping up, as well with Pepsi, Bottling Group of Alaska, Buck Builders, and Fine Line. And special thanks to Matt and Terry Trask, Tom Belts, and Carla Jones, and all our friends and family over the past few years. A lot of time and money involved in this, and everybody's helped us out. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, guys. You're in the second positions. Next up, team number 7.
Anybody seen Davis anywhere? Oh, there he is. Well, we'd really like to, first of all, thank Team CC Skidoo. They're a great help, and GCI. Both of those two are the reasons we're here, standing on this podium today. Everyone knows how expensive this race is, and they're the reasons that Scott and I could do it this year. So first and foremost, thank you very much.
And thanks to GCI for sponsoring our event as well, and Alaska National Guard and all the major sponsors. We're so grateful. Congratulations to Rod. Awesome. Congratulations, Rod and Gumai, if you were here. And these guys are right about Roan. That's one of the toughest checkpoints to get to and to man. So those people that go year after year beat over that rough terrain to get to Roan to check us so that you guys could keep track of us. So my hat's off to those guys, as well as everybody else that volunteers here in Anchorage, Fairbanks, Nome, and every point in between. You know, I've been doing this a while, and this is like awesome. I remember going to these banquets, and there was like 6 people at them. So, no, seriously. And, you know, you get to the end, and you got the families, you got the participants and the families, and that's it. So, I mean, Iron Dog, you know, hats off to Kevin and everybody that's been involved, Chrissy, and everybody that's been involved in Iron Dog. You know, over 32-year span. You know, we're almost there. We can see the top of the mountain. So it wasn't always like this, you know. So enjoy it. So and I want to say thanks to Team CC, Corey and Barb and Hal and everybody. And our folks at GCI as well. And we'll see you on the trail.
We're drawn, right? So can we draw number 1, or what position's open? What's left? 3. Oh, we'll go out number 3rd.
Yeah, number 3rd.
Aaron and Scott, team number 7. Next up in the 4th position, team number 18.
Chad and Andrew, where are you? Oh, there they are.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Skidoo, Team CC is our main sponsor. They make it possible for us to do this. Gueco Racing, my father, Danny Gueco, is a huge help. Motor Fist, Tony at Bill's Distributing, appreciate you. You do a lot for us. Jesse Haronkin at Alaska Comprehensive Dental, Jaded Physical Therapy, Fox Shocks, they're hands down. They've been with me for 11 years and have always treated me right. Rainproof Roofing, Alaska LED Industries, and my wife, Jamie. Appreciate you always helping me out.
Right on, Chad. I think just want to thank my family the last 7-8 years racing. Always supported me, and good luck to the rest of the racers. Thank you.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Andrew. Next, we're looking for team number 14. That's Mark Tope and Wayne Wold.
And I understand that Mark is famous. I understand you're famous. Can I have your autograph?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Wayne. Jump in. I just want to thank McKenna Brothers Paving. They're the ones that basically I used all McKenna's old parts, and that's how I got my rigs built. And they're all brand new, to be honest with you. So it's all good. But I want to thank my brother, Mike Tope. He's out at the cabin right now enjoying. He just had some other things come up, family issues that he couldn't be here. And so I asked Wayne to jump in, and he jumped right in. And I want to thank him for that. This is Wayne.
I'm Wayne. I'm from Wasilla. Just want to thank Mark for calling me up, and thank Mike and Daniel Risner for getting these rigs riding good.
Let's get back to that autograph.
Congratulations, guys. Mark Tope and Wayne Wold. The next position is team number 30.
Jeff and Jared.
Jeff Krause.
Jared Vaughn.
We're both from Anchorage. Just want to thank all our sponsors, Arctic Cat, Smacna,
Fly Racing,
Norcoast Mechanical, some of our big ones. And just want to thank our families. It's a huge sacrifice for everybody, so appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks to our pilot, Jeremy. He's here tonight with us.
Congratulations. In the 7th position, team number 23.
Jonathan and Paul.
Yeah, got it. My partner has requested that we keep this brief as he has class in the morning. But we'd like to thank our family, first and foremost, and Johnny Banquet at Wilderness Skidoo, and Academy Mortgage, and Mr. David Harris for all the help. Thanks, Dave. All right, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Next position is team number 27.
Tyler and Larry, come on up stage.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Tyler.
Team 27. So this year we got a lot of the same sponsors we've always had. You know, we always come in like everybody else 6 months before the race and 4 months, or in this case 6 months before there's snow on the ground. So nobody really wants to talk about sponsoring a snow machine race, but we've got a few that always do. Towclad Electric is always big for us. PMSI is always huge for us. Property Management Services. If anybody needs any property management, go there. Bodyworks Salon, Arctic Refrigeration, Midtown Machine, GoPro, Think Office, and Extreme Auto Accessories. And that's all I got.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Our next team is team number 40. Archie and Arnold from Tanana.
I'm Arnold.
Archie.
And we're Team 40, and we just want to thank our sponsor, Yamaha Motor Corp, and Andrew Smith at Anchorage Yamaha, Doug Dixon, Fine Line Interior, Stephen Boney, helping us a lot, and my wife Teresa and my kids.
I'd also like to thank all the family and friends that helped us get ready for this race, and my wife Courtney for putting up with all the hard work.
And Dave Whitmer, our pilot. Thanks.
Congratulations, guys. In the 10th position, team number 25, Mark Carr and Micah Huss.
Hi there, Mark Carr from Soldotna, Alaska. I'd like to thank Arctic Cat, Woody's, Chemoplast Tracks, LED of Alaska,
Fly Racing. All right. I'd like to thank Mark for agreeing to do this. Tanya with Woody's, she hand carried our carbides up from Michigan for us. That was awesome for her. And I'd like to thank Jason Moore. He's helped us out a lot. Tony with Bill's Distributing, he was a great help for us. We got Gates belts. Just so many people that have helped us out this year. Marcus with Wasilla Arctic Cat. I'd like to thank the wife, Judy Huss, for the late nights in the shop and all the phone calls all day, every day.
Congratulations, guys. At the 11th position, team number 16, Todd Mennick and Nick Vollstedt.
Well, we got a few sponsors. It helps when you win a little bit. Everybody loves a winner, so we got a few. If I can get my phone to work. Anyways, Big Lake Power Sports, huge sponsor for us. Frank and the crew up there, they always take care of us, day or night, doesn't matter. He's always there for us. Polaris is obviously our biggest sponsor. We got Pepsi. You'll see our green Arctic Cat looking Polaris is out there, but that's the Mountain Dew logo on our sled, so we're pretty stoked about that. Walker Evans, I don't know if he's here tonight, but just a great guy. Anything we need, he ships it, just top notch. The shocks are top notch. Climb took care of us, excellent gear. We got Dave and his wife there, Jenny at Cruise Construction. They've always been there for us, just always backing us. Weldon Construction, and then Dave at Cruise Construction. He's awesome. Big Dipper Construction, Cindy Hill, Allstate. They're always there for us. Kris, courtesy Kris, he's the man. Always taking care of us. Always got a smile on his face. Can always call him in a pinch. Eric Qualm's been instrumental in our training this year and taking care of us all the time. Darcy, thank you for letting him spend umpteen hours on our stuff in his garage. Thanks, Eric and Darcy. John Fayo's done a lot of work for us, as always. He's a big backer for us and taking care of us on the machine work, and we appreciate that. My sister at Edge Fitness for trying to get us in shape. Didn't really succeed, but we gave it a whirl. Anchorage Sheet Metal, thanks for the awesome tanks. I mean, every year is tanks. You can just run them and run them and run them, and I think he takes care about everybody, so thank you very much. Mike Dropick, he's been super helpful, and he's always there to help us with our sleds and make sure we're looking good and everything's working good, so thanks, Mike. And, of course, my lovely bride, Sherilyn, thanks for putting up with me another year. And to my partner, Nick, best partner in the world, and his wonderful wife, Bree, thank you.
I'd like to thank Udelhoven. I work for them. Alaska LED, V Original Signs, Airport Equipment, Construction Machinery, VFW Post 9365, and Mike Koskovich and Ken Lee for air support. And I'd like to thank my wife and kid, Kaya. Thanks.
Congratulations, guys. In the 12th position, team number 12.
Robert Strick and Stefan Strick.
That's got to be lucky, right? 12-12?
I think so. I'm guessing you're brothers?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hi, I'm Robert Strick, my brother.
I'm Gus. We're brothers.
We'd like to thank, first of all, I'd like to thank my wife for letting us do this and all the long nights in the shop. And my, hello? Oh. I'd like to thank my wife for letting me do this all the long nights, especially these last few weeks. I'd like to thank our big sponsors, Chinook Printing, Donnell & Gold, Community McGrath. They've helped us out a lot with fundraisers and whatnot. Our pilots, my dad, Stefan, our uncle, Manzi, and my buddy, Brett Gibbons. I'm sure I'm missing people, but I appreciate all the help.
I'd just like to thank my family, Hope and my 2 kids. They're great, man. Shout out to all them boys in Roan.
Oh, I'd also like to thank Cabela's. They're a big help this year, and I know they're sitting here, Kevin and Carrie at Cabela's, and Kris over at Alaska LED. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Congratulations, 12 and 12. In the 13th position, team number 11.
Tyler Huntington and Todd Palin.
Tyler Huntington from Galena. Just like to thank the sponsors here, Doe Unlimited, Kris, Alaska LED, Riverboat Discovery, Jim Binkley, and the whole Binkley family. They always support me and us behind us all the way, and Cruise Construction, and that's about it. Polaris Outpost for putting all this together for us. They got us our sleds and did everything they can. So
I'd like to thank Climb. I think Sid from Climb is here, and we appreciate you coming up because, as you can notice, there's a lot of Climb gear out there, and thanks for supporting all the racers. So give it up for Climb. Also, I'd like to thank Al Palma. He helps a lot of teams, and I know a lot of teams appreciate his effort and dedication to making sure the folks out there make the trip. Doug Dixon at Fine Line, he's the master bag guy, and he supports a lot of teams. Frankie at Big Lake Power Sports been huge. And last but not least, my wife, who's allowed me to do this for 22 years, and the family, so it's been great.
Tyler. Todd, thank you very much. 14th position is team number 4.
Rachel Kidman and Ashley Wood. Our all-female team.
Good evening. We'd first like to start with thanking all the sponsors and volunteers for Iron Dog. Without you guys, the race wouldn't be possible. We've been extremely fortunate this year with all of the support we've been given. I'd like to start with our first biggest financial sponsor. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to get started. That's Alaska Foot and Ankle Specialist. Climb, their gear keeps us warm and dry, and they've done a really good job with the women's gear this year. It fits really well. Web Chiropractic, Karen and Gary Fields, who provided us with a plane and a pilot. Mountain Dew, Mike Dropick, who's been exceptional helping us set up our sleds. Eagle River Polaris and Arctic Cat, Big Lake Power Sports, H&K Sheet Metal, Walker Evans Racing, BDO USA, Alaska Spine Institute, Alaska, and of course my partner Ashley for taking on the challenge with me.
AK LED Industries, Kris, thank you. Local Girls, Jesse and Jamie. Alaska Functional Fitness, Local 302, RSA Engineering, Grip and Rip Racing, Brown Jug, Buster's Upholstery, Great Land Welding, Fine Line Interiors, and all of our friends and family. We've got a lot to learn out on the trail, but we're excited to get out there and hopefully cross the finish line in Fairbanks.
Congratulations, ladies. In the 15th position, team number 3.
Stephen Boney and Doug Dixon.
I'll be short. I'm going to start not with my corporate sponsors, but with my wife. She's always backed me in this 4-month-a-year endeavor. And then the table behind her, we're going to start with the guys that have spent every night with me. Oliver Unruh, stand up there. Oliver's helped build sleds this year. He rode with us this year. Some of you guys may have seen him on the trail. Steve Spence. If it wasn't for Spence, I don't know if we'd be ready. Thunder, he's back there. That's it for tonight. They're with Team 8 after here. But thanks for getting us where we're at. Andrew, Anchorage Yamaha.
really pulled it together, got Yamaha to help us out, and couldn't be here without his help either. And Keith will be our eye in the sky, following us. He's followed me for 6 years, and I've got him to Fairbanks once. So hopefully we get there this year, buddy. So some of the corporate people, I'll let Steven take over on that deal. You got your cheat sheet?
Well, I'd like to thank first my family. Being teamed up with Doug, coming into town every weekend has been a lot on them. So after that, Anchorage Yamaha, Yamaha Racing, Donland Gold, Raven Alaska, Powerade Alaska, Specialty Truck and Auto, Keith Montriarch, Doug Dixon at Fine Line, Anchorage Sheet Metal, Todd, Alaska Technology, our web guy, Steve Spence, Oliver, and I'd like to thank Doug and John Tell for putting me up all season.
And we picked up a couple right at the end. We got City Electric jumped on board to help us out. Ditch Witch of Alaska jumped on board to help us out. Steve, High Performance Auto. Steve always helps me out. If we missed you, we love you. But go Team 3.
Thanks, guys. 16th position at team number 41, Corey Davis and Ryan Simons.
I'll keep her short since my dad was so long-winded. Arctic Cat, Monster, Lithia, Chrysler Jeep Dodge of South Anchorage, Christian Brothers, Speedworks, Stud Boy, Fox, Kris at Alaska LED. I'm pretty sure I forgot Doug Dixon last year, so I'm sorry about that. Fine Line, he's been special making me stuff this year, so thank you. Billy with Alaska Directional and Cruise Crane. Look forward to the race.
Next up, team number 2.
Shane Barber and Ryan Sotasanti.
We just had the weirdest thing happen to us. I can't believe we just drew 17. We both were sitting here at the table, and we looked at each other, and I said, I think we're going to get 17. And Shane's like, that's so weird. I just thought of that number 2. And we looked at each other like, wow, that's weird. If we drew 17, and we just drew 17, that's like the weirdest thing that's ever happened to us.
The funny part is that thought came about 2 seconds after they said team 2, number 17. I'm just kidding.
I'd like to thank some sponsors. Without sponsors, we wouldn't be up here right now doing this thing. I mean, sponsors are huge for this race, so without them, we wouldn't be doing this. So, first of all, I'd like to thank UA Local 367. That's who keeps me employed. Alaska Air Taxi, Walker Evans Racing, Neeser Construction, Climb, Big Lake Power Sports, Anchorage Fracture and Orthopedic Clinic, Last Frontier Mechanical, Polaris Industries, Woody's Traction Control Products, Fine Line Interiors, Anchorage Sheet Metal, Alaska LED Industries, and Webb Chiropractic. And our lovely wives over here at the table and I forget that one every year. I don't know what the deal is with that, but no, our lovely wives, they put up with so much. I don't think I've been in the house for weeks. I've been in my dungeon. But yeah, without them, without their support, we probably wouldn't be doing this either. So thanks, our wives.
We'd also like to give a special thanks to the National Guard for supporting an event that most of us definitely care about and are passionate about. So we thank you for that. Also a thanks to guys like Rod, Frank, Feo, Davis. Without you guys kind of paving the way for us, this event might not even exist today. So we really appreciate that. And I can only imagine how intimidating it was the first time. We're going out there on a proven trail. We know what the trail's like a week before we even start. And to go out there with a compass and maybe a set of hand-drawn maps, hoping to navigate to Nome. I can imagine that was a pretty good task. So thank you. And thanks to my wife and my family and everybody that supported us getting us this far. And we will see you in Fairbanks. Thank you.
We're almost halfway. 18th position is going to team number 20.
Scott Feo and Eric Quam.
Hi, I'm Scott Feo. First off, I'd like to thank Iron Dog, of course, for putting this whole thing on. Polaris Racing, best sled out there right now, hands down. I'd really like to thank my local 1547, big sponsor this year, Swanson Steel. M's Inn, it's a new lodge out on the river. You guys coming up this spring, stop by. Canyon Lake Lodge, great place. Who else am I forgetting? Mountain Dew, big sponsor. Cindy Heel, Allstate, Climb. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but I'll turn it over here to Eric.
Yeah, I'd like to also thank Walker Evans for the shocks. Great work there. Work awesome. Todd and Nick for giving us a little hand on getting us headed in the right direction and set up and everything on the sleds. Special thank to John. I don't know, he flew parts into Pontilla a couple different times this year for us to keep us running. My main corporate sponsor, Darcy, my wife, for supporting all of this and the extra time that it takes to do this race. I want to thank Brad Helwig, Jack Clam, my previous partners, for coming out, helping wrenching on sleds late night in the garage, try to get ready. My brother-in-law, Ken Cardwell, for coming out just at a whim, just to help us put stuff together on the sleds. I want to thank all the volunteers out there that help us to put this event together. It's been, that without them, we wouldn't have this race.
Also, I forgot, all the Polaris dealers have helped us out. Frankie's been huge for us. Kris and Matt at Hatcher Pass Polaris and Paul at Eagle River Polaris, and everybody's been great to us so far.
Yeah, especially Frankie. We had a sled that didn't run, and he came over in a moment's notice and plugged into it and figured out what was wrong with our computer stuff and got us going. It's great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Eric and Scott. In the 19th position, team number 21.
Stan Brown and John Dean. Stan, John, oh, there you are.
What'd they do, put you outside or what?
Well, we didn't reserve a table, so yeah, felt like it. We were out back. I'm Stan Brown from Eagle River, Alaska. This will be my third year running this. First, want to thank my family, my wife Madison, and her family for helping us out. Her dad Tracy for flying for us. He's Tracy Vim with Blue Mountain Lodge. I want to thank Team CC, Corey. I don't know where you go. Here's the table right here. Thanks Team CC. They're helping us out a lot the last 2 races here. Al Palma putting together some things for us that's really helped us out. Some Avalanche yogurt there in Eagle River. They got some good yogurt. Anybody stop running through Eagle River? Carlos Tree Service helping out. Pioneer Door. And I'll leave the rest here for Johnny.
Hey, I'm John Dean from Eagle River. Just want to thank Ruley and Associates, Alaska Ear, Nose, and Throat, and EMC Engineering, and everybody from Iron Dog that helps put this on.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Next up in the 20th position, team number 33.
Kyle Connor and Donald Coods.
My name's Kyle Connor from Wasilla, Alaska. First of all, I'd like to thank my wife. All the late nights in the garage, financial support. She's what keeps it together. Dr. Michelle Ireland at Ireland Chiropractic, RMG Real Estate, Frankie Harris and Savannah at Big Lake Power Sports. Help everybody out, don't really matter what color you ride. All Seasons Clothing, Trijet Manufacturing, The Boathouse in Big Lake.
Donald from Wasilla, Alaska. I'd like to thank Sunset View Resort, the Alaska Life, Health Quest Therapy, Climb, AK LED, Information Design, and my wife Stephanie and the family for all the support. Thanks.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Next up in the 21 position, team number 34.
John Banquet and Christopher Collins.
I think we were both seeing who was going to walk the slow stuff here and who had to talk first. So, Kris won that one. I'm John Banquet from Nome. I'd like to thank, of course, Wilderness Skidoo. My folks have been helping out for 4 or 5 times I've run it. My wife Nancy and the kids, Vern and Tammy Monet, Interstate. We're forgetting Kris.
We've got Bearing Air. We got some of the guys over there flying me back and forth, work on the sleds in Nome, flying back home to Kotzebue. Flying the mechanics around, doing the parts and things like that. So I'd like to thank those guys. Jana, thanks for getting me into the race. I'd like to thank John and Kathy. Their family-owned dealership up there, Wilderness Skidoo, helping me out, getting me in here. So thank you guys.
Yep, and then can't forget National Guard and all the volunteers out there helping out. So thank you.
Thanks, guys. In the 22 position, team number 29.
Stanley English and Larry Levine.
Hello, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Alaska Spine Institute, Northern Solutions, Climb for keeping us warm and dry, our wives, Karen and Candace. Thank you.
Very well said. In about a week and a half, I may thank my friend from kindergarten for talking me into this. I'd like to thank all the racers who are helping us out during the last few months, who have been very free on sharing information, including their secret sauce. So thanks for all that help. And remember, we'll appreciate even more over the next week.
Thanks, gentlemen. In the 24th position, team number 9.
Joshua Plum and Jordan Starr.
Hello, I'm Josh from Eagle River, Alaska. We'd like to thank a few sponsors here. Team CC, they've been a great help for us this year. Repsol, really the last couple years. Dr. Chris Mannion, Dr. Mike McNamara with Alaska Hand, Elbow, Shoulder Specialist. Our parents, they've been, and our girlfriends, you all know that go around, so a lot of help there. Dr. Kurt Menser, Carlos Tree Service, S&P Auto Care, Brandon Burmeister.
Yeah, I'm Jordan Starr from Eagle River, Alaska.
Like to also thank Dennis Coots, Allison Relocations, Team Mason of Remax of Eagle River, Alaska Express Services, Tony from Regal Air, Bush Construction Services, Motorfist Gear, our pilot Tim Bloom, my girlfriend Alicia, my mom and dad, the checkers at Squanah Roadhouse, Shell Lake. They're all staying up late for us, giving us gas at 1 in the morning and whatnot. So they're a big help. All our friends and family that helped us along the way get us here. So good luck, everybody.
Thanks, gentlemen. And the 24 positions, team number 6. Andy and Brad, George.
Father and son team.
Thank you. I'm Brad George from Vollstedt, Alaska. Thank a couple sponsors. My dad getting me into this. Been doing it for a couple years now. It's pretty cool. My mom, my girlfriend Kelsey, Hank Swan, the biggest sponsor we got right there by far. Andy's our pilot, helps us out with everything. Tommy Kriska, he's flying with us as well, and he knows about everybody on the Yukon. Anywhere we need parts, place to stay, anything, he's got it, so that's awesome. Corey Conquest, Team CC, everybody at Team CC helps us out like crazy. You guys are awesome. Can't read your handwriting, is it? Oh, okay. Napa, Alaskan Auto, Delta Western, Inland Petroleum, Alaska DTS, Ron Zugger Shocks, the guy sets us up good. Anybody doesn't know, go to Ron. Dad?
I got to put out a special thanks to the family.
In the 25th position, team number 39.
Cody Barber and Brett Lapham.
Cody Barber, Team 39. I'd like to thank my friends and family, especially my wife Brandy, my parents, my grandparents, my cousin. Some of our big sponsors are Ted Neville, Taylor Fire Protection, and Webb Chiropractic. That's pretty much it.
Brett Lapham, also like to thank some other sponsors, Climb, Big Lake Power Sports, Doug Dixon, Fine Line Interiors, and David Spain, Zach Wise, and my fiance, Shayna Barber.
Congratulations. In the 26th position, team number 13.
Rick Lee and John Schaefer.
Both from Kotzebue. Well, one of them is.
Unfortunately, my partner couldn't be here tonight, but I'd like to thank Ron Zug for the shocks, Marcus at Wasilla Articat, Colby at Northern Power Sports, my girlfriend Marquita for allowing me to spend so much time in the shop, Unshirk, Micah Huss, and my brother Bert for wrenching on the sleds, and many other family members and friends. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. In the 27th position, team number 48.
Wayne Dyer and Kris Cruz.
Hi, I'm Chris Cruzy from Skowhegan, Maine. First, I'd like to thank my wife, Tracy, and my two boys back home. And there's been a lot of people that help us to get us all the way out here from Maine. Wayne, my partner, and Andy drove all the way out here with the truck and trailer and the sleds. Chase Toys, Lake Parlin Lodge, Husqvarna, just a lot of people. Doug Dixon, who's here, who helped us, Team CC and Corey, anything we need right now. They've been a great help, and just a lot of people back home. We thank you.
Yes, I'm Wayne Dyer. I'm from Sedgwick, Maine. My biggest sponsor is my wife of 20 years. Thank you, and I love you for all your support. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. Andy, thank you for being crazy enough to ride out with me. And I don't think I have any other sponsors that you might have listed, but Mainway Solutions, Ian at Monster Performance for doing our shocks. He's a great guy out of New York. Dave Price with Simcoe Fence out of Ontario. I'd like to put a special thank you out to him. My friends at up in Labrador City, Jason Watkins, they sponsored us from, they raced the Cane's Quest. I'll put a special thank you out to him. I guess that's it, and I'd actually like to maybe thank you, the Iron Dog. Without you guys, for me to come all the way from Maine, to be able to go right around Alaska, the most beautiful state I've actually seen, I want to put a big thank you out to all you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for the 5,000 miles that you made it to get up here in Alaska. We appreciate it. Only 10. Some snow. You got a bunch of it. We've got 10 more positions, and this is our 28th position, team number 36.
Ryan Folson and Tony Green.
Hi, my name's Tony Green. I'm from Fox, Alaska. It's kind of been a dream of mine for 20 years to race this race, and finally made it. Ryan let me run with him this year. People that have helped us get here, Nanook Dental, Trail Tanks, WSI Industrial, T&D Racing, and then one of our big sponsors for the year was Subway. So eat fresh.
My name's Ryan Folsom from Fox, Alaska also. I want to thank FXR Racing, Delta Power Sports, Custom Canvas, HDR Designs for doing an awesome wrap for our sleds. Zugger Shocks for all the work Ron puts in on those shocks are just great. Also, friends and family, Kendra Lee for running the Facebook page and everything else, so doing a great job on that. So thanks.
Oh, one more. I don't want to forget the wife. She let me drain the bank account so I could get here.
Congratulations, guys. And the 29th position, team number 49.
Clinton Vandergert and Kris Van Wingerden. Sorry, I think I probably mispronounced that.
Van Wingerwerder.
Van Wingerden.
Work for Alyeska Pipeline, and kind of the going joke for me on when they try to get me on the radio is it's Van name too long. So, but no, it's Clint. I'm Clint Van Wingerden. It's my brother Kris. This has been a dream of ours for quite a few years, so we're really excited to be here. Definitely want to thank our family and friends, the wives that are supporting us to let us be out in the garage late nights. Everybody knows what that's like here, so it's a lot of effort, a lot of strain on the family. Again, we're just really happy to be here. Got to say thank you to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, again, for the blessing of being here. And our top sponsors, Alyeska Pipeline, Factory Yamaha Racing, and FXR Clothing.
Yeah, so I'm Kris Van Wingerden. I also want to start off by thanking my wife and my brother Clint for really spurring me on and pursuing the stream that we're doing here. I also want to thank our sponsors, 907 Projects, Dalton Industries, Alaska LED Industries, Kris, Jagger Shocks, Gorilla Fireworks, Arctic Fox Seal Buildings, Anchorage Well and Pump, Doug Synthetics, Woody's Traction Products, and Clint covered the rest. So thanks a lot.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Next, in the 30th position, team number 10.
Mike Morgan and Kris.
All
right, I was starting to think they forgot our name in there. Mike Morgan from Nome. We'd like to thank all our family and friends and all those people we've had to make sacrifices for to spend the time necessary to compete at a high level or compete, period. Thanks to all you. Thanks to all the volunteers and families out on the trail feeding us and, hospitality, giving us a bed to sleep in, and appreciate those folks. Zoe at Shell Lake, she got some pretty good tang up there, and she's pretty awesome. Thanks, Zoe, for keeping us hydrated. We'd like to thank some of our personal sponsors. Polaris Industries is pretty huge for us. I'm in the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters 367 union, and they help us out a lot. Thanks to them. Sid and BJ and their team at Climb back in Idaho, huge help. Top-notch gear, keep us warm and dry. Frankie and the team at Big Lake Power Sports for supplying us with parts necessary. Walker Evans Racing for shocks, best shocks in the business. Northern Air Cargo, they help us out a lot every year, and thanks for their continued support. My dad Stan for flying support for us. That's been pretty huge. It's always nice having that plane and knowing that plane's above you with full of parts. So in case something happens. I'll let Kris take over here.
Like to also thank Polaris Engineered Lubricants, my buddy Adam at ARC Welding. He does all our welding for us. Q Trucking. Todd Harris at Anchorage Sheet Metal. He helps us out and makes some great tanks. Tony and the crew at Bill's Distributing at Project 907, making our sleds look good. Alaska Spine Institute, Bearing Air, Skins Protective Gear, Doug, Fine Line Interiors, for making us some Dixon bags. When first year I raced, I didn't even know what a Dixon bag was, and everyone said I had to have one, so I've had one ever since. Kris at Alaska LED, Anchorage Drag Bike, Aurora Health Clinic, Morgan Enterprises, Stud Boy, Alaska Industrial X-Ray, Always Graphics, Glacier Auto Works, Northern Solutions.
Yeah, we might as well list them all off here. Starting Line Products, Shoreside Petroleum for supplying us with some fuel for training. Appreciate that. Let's see, Renton Coil Spring. We got some, titanium springs. Can't argue; those are pretty much the best. Emmons Mechanical, Alaska Functional Fitness for keeping us in shape. Mike Schick, Christy Hedrick, Jeremy Hansen for helping us burn the midnight oil in the garage. My mom, Jenny Emmons, happy birthday today to her. Micah helps us out in the garage as well. And Chris's wife, Christine, for cooking some pretty killer food and putting up with us and during these stressful times. And let's have some fun from here on out.
Thank you.
We've got four lead. So this is number 31, the 31 position. Team number 22.
Randy Gravett and Dieter Strobel. from Idaho and Minnesota.
I am Randy Gravatt from Island Park, Idaho. I'd like to thank Articat, Big Lake Articat, Kirk Hibbert, BJ and Sid from Climb in my home state of Idaho, Charlie Potter, Micah Huss, Jason Moore, and Unch, and our pilot, Jamie Hastings, Mike Tonight, fella came all the way up from Idaho to cheer us on, and also our friends, Team 52 Trail Class, helped literally drive some of our sleds up here for us, and my girlfriend, Risa.
Name's Dieter Strobel, Barrett, Minnesota. I'd like to thank Johnson Jetline, Anderson Oil and LP, Country Cat, CrossFit Repo, Caliber Products, Amy Winter Photography, all the staff and volunteers at the Iron Dog, especially my family and wife Megan for allowing this to happen. It's a long ways up here for us.
From Minnesota and Idaho. Thank you guys for being here. You thought you were forgetting you, didn't you? Team number 8.
Tyler Ackelstead and
in the
Tyson Johnson.
Second position.
Thanks, guys. So I'm Tyler Ackelstead from Palmer, Alaska. First off, want to thank Skidoo and Team CC is definitely our biggest sponsor, and Skidoo for building an amazing sled for us here, the Iron Dog Special, which has been just a phenomenal snowmobile all year, and we're really looking forward to racing it this year in the race. Continuing with the rest of our sponsors would be H&K Sheet Metal, IBW 1547, Alaska Spine Institute, Rockstar Energy, Northwoods Lodge, Alaska Coffee Roastery, Northern Chiropractic, Cruise Construction, Gates Belts, our good buddy Doug Dixon, Team 3 over at Fine Line Interiors, builds us some amazing bags every year, and definitely huge support having him over there. And HMK Outerwear, Studboy Traction, and 56 North, and I'll let Tyson continue with the rest.
Yeah, I'd also like to huge thank to Team CC and Skidoo for building the machines this year. They are the most amazing sleds I've ridden. Doug over at Fine Line, he's a huge help. He's been stealing our pilots this year for building his machines, but I think we get them for the last couple days here. So Thunder and Spence, thanks a lot for all your help coming out and helping us on our sleds. Also, a huge thanks to our families, Aaron for cooking tons of meals for us. My girlfriend, Alexis, let me spend pretty much every night out at Tyler's house. All the volunteers and the Iron Dog staff, everybody that puts this race on, thank you.
As well, I got to give a huge thanks to my wife and my new son, Liam, who's 3 months old next week. So, big change. But she allows me to do this race and spend countless hours, especially with a new kid, and sitting out in the shop and hardly even get to see him yet. So,
Congratulations, you guys. See you at the start. In the 33 position, team number 32.
Jerry Allwood and Tim Kennedy.
Hello, I'd like to thank my wife, Lynn, and my partner's wife, Annette, and Northern Solutions, Alaska Spine Institute, myself, Kennedy Chiropractic Center, Big Lake Power Sports, Mike Morgan and Chris Oles, and Eric Quam for pulling some parts together. And what's you have to say?
That's it. Go. I'm Jerry Allward. I am from Anchorage. I'd like to put a thanks out to Brad from Anchorage Suzuki Cat to help us on our Polaris's, which was great. Alaska Spine Institute, and also Northern Solutions. Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Next up in the 34th position, team number 31.
Chad Dow and Tim Lassard.
I'm Chad Dow from Fairfield, Maine, and we got a handful of sponsors we'd like to thank. Skidoo, Chase Toys, they're our dealer back home, one of the best on the East Coast. Corey at Team CC, Grip and Rip Racing, which is my partner's Tim's business, RPM Composites, and Climb.
I am Tim Lassard from Monmouth, Maine. And this thing shut off. Wanted to thank Coots Brothers for helping us out, Nitro Trailers, Gates Belts, Sled Freak, Woody Studs, and Alaska LED. And want to have a big shout out to Danny and Chad Guecko. They let us in their shop for the last week and been a big help. We couldn't do it without you. And definitely Corey at Team CC. Wanted to say thanks for the support to my wife, Carrie. And I know my daughter, Paxton, is watching on the live stream, and it's 1 a.m. back home, so she needs to get to bed pretty soon. So thank you.
Congratulations, guys. This year we actually only had 3 teams that actually entered late, which is a daisy. I mean, that's crazy because usually they do. It's half and half? Yeah, I thought it was about 50%. So, in the 35th position, team number 42.
Brooke Lindner and Sunny Lindner.
Hi, I'm Sonny. It's nice to see old friends from Donlin Gold and Raven, Alaska here supporting the Iron Dog, and I'd just like to thank family and friends.
Yep, I'd like to thank my wife, Teresa, family, friends, thanks to volunteers and all the race sponsors, and good luck to the racers.
Congratulations, gentlemen. In the 36th position, team number 15.
Brian Jarinka and Charlie Potter.
Charlie Potter. I want to start by thanking Danielle. She took and did quite a bit for us, getting some money raised up. Some of our sponsors, we got Highlight Fabrications, Sid Huntsman over at Climb. Got to him a little late, but he came through pretty good. Brian Jarinka for racing with me. It's been 8 years in the making, but we finally got it. So, got Western Bling AK, CW Tack and Western Wear, Alaska LED, Jason Moore took in doing some shocks for us. Micah Huss, Big Lake Arctic Cat, Factory Arctic Cat. Go ahead.
I think you got most of them, but I just wanted to thank my parents, Laura, also Factory Arctic Cat, Climb, Highlight Fabrication. I think that's about it. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Well, the Red Lantern, guess who? Team number 17.
Alan Hill and Mark McKenna.
Don't worry, we got it. We'll go out last. I'm Mark McKenna from Anchorage. I want to thank Alan for going this year. He's been pretty fired up all year. Now he's really excited that we're leaving in the back. First of all, I want to thank Dan Risner for all his help. We couldn't be where we're at without Dan. Don at McKenna Brothers for all of his help. I want to thank my brother, Matthew, Motorfist, and Doug at Fine Line. I'll give it to you, Alan.
Alan Hilt. We're going to thank HPAK, Hatch Pass, Big Lake Power Sports, and all family and volunteers that are making this happen. National Guard. That'll work. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. You like the challenge. I know you do. I really know you do.
Once again, we would like to thank the Alaska National Guard presenting tonight's event and all of their help throughout the race. Go Guard!
I'd also like to mention that the trail class is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at the Big Lake. So if you can join us, please join us for all these great racers that are going to head out and breaking the trail tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. at Big Lake. Okay, but wait, there's more. Yeah, there's always more. So I would be remiss if I didn't say a few thanks to the municipality of Anchorage, the Anchorage Downtown Partnership, Visit Anchorage, Mayor Dan Sullivan, quite a few of the assemblymen, Trainee Hall, Star, countless others, municipal folks who have been laying snow already. We've got snow in Easy Park ready for the Flying Iron Show. They're going to be putting snow down tomorrow. By the way, if you're in town, the road's closed tomorrow at 4 p.m., so watch out for downtown. And I'd also like to recognize a couple other sponsors that got mentioned. Climb is here again, and Checkpoint Climb is McGrath. Both literally and figuratively, those guys will be at the Checkpoint in McGrath this year. That's going to be exciting for Sid and BJ. We've got and Woody's. Tanya brought, and I'm sorry I forgot your friend Tanya, but I forgot her name, but Tanya has traveled all the way up from Michigan, with Woody's Traction, and they'll be at 4th Avenue on Saturday, and we're glad to have them here. And Crowley is sponsoring the North Pole Checkpoint as well, so Checkpoint Crowley, they're going to have a barbecue and all kinds of fun stuff going on in North Pole on the last high-speed checkpoint before you get to Fairbanks. So thank you to them. And one more thing about the downtown and all the other stuff, I wanted to call out a few things. We're being inducted into the Alaska Sports Hall of Fame, which is the first motorsport ever to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I think that's pretty exciting. So that induction happens on March 5th. So if you happen to want to come see that, I think that you still can potentially. So March 5th, the Alaska Sports Hall of Fame. Again, thanks to Ski-Doo for making an Iron Dog edition. It's kind of cool to have an international manufacturer put your name on their machine. That's kind of a cool deal. And with that, I'd like to just say thank you, have a good night, and don't forget the events coming up. Big Lake tomorrow, early day for us. Flying Iron Friday night. Anchorage Downtown start, and the Flying Iron Show again, and then we'll start live from Big Lake thanks to MTA. Have a good night, and let's watch one commercial before you go. We got a couple of thank yous, and then you guys will have a good night.
Presents the first ever Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st. Watch X Games medalist Corey Davis, Joe Parsons, and Sam Rogers, along with local rider Timmy Beckner, as they go big in downtown Anchorage. These events are free to all ages. The Flying Iron Freestyle Show, February 20th and 21st at the Coho parking lot across from the Saturday Market. Brought to you by Iron Dog, the Odom Corporation, Southern Wine and Spirits, and the Hard Rock Cafe, Anchorage. Please drink responsibly. Find out more at irondog.org.
Frank, did you want to say something?
Good luck to all your racers, and
Hope everybody's happy with their
The
position.
Iron Dog, presented
Hopefully I
by the
didn't get no
Alaska
death
National
threats
Guard,
tonight.
would like to thank all of the
Good night.
sponsors and volunteers that
Thank
have
you very
helped
much.
make this
Thank you,
year's
everybody.
race a success.
And
Presenting sponsor,
trail
the Alaska
class
National Guard,
racers,
sponsors,
you need to
Solomon
be
Gold,
at
GCI,
Big Lake by
Toyota,
8:30 in the
XPS
morning
Oil, Rockstar
to
Energy
leave
Drink,
at
Raven,
10 a.m.
Alaska,
All the
Northern
trail
Cargo,
class
TV
racers,
sponsor, KTUU,
please
Channel
be
2,
there
along with
at
all the Iron
8:30 in the
Dog
morning
media
at
sponsors
Big
and the
Lake.
other supporters and sponsors who made this race possible. We
We'll be
thank you for
starting
your support of the 2015
festivities
Iron Dog
in
race.
Anchorage at 10 a.m. on the 22nd. We'll see you there. Thank you again for coming, everyone. Have a great night. Please drive safely.